Today, I'm here to help you boost your Spotify numbers and finally get out of that damn box that you've been stuck in for the longest time and get your music out there. So stick around and let's figure this shit out. What's going on, gang? This is Ian, your very friendly neighborhood Viking, coming back at you with another Motivational Monday video. And today, I'm gonna talk about Spotify, how you can get out of that box you've been stuck in and how you can boost those numbers up organically without going broke and without ruining your Spotify score. Before we do any of that, I need you to head down, like that page, subscribe to this thing, turn your notifications on, make sure you're getting all the videos and all the content that we're pushing out every single week. I'm here to help you, even if it's just a little bit with your music career, and I hope that it's working. So make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn your notifications on. So, you wrote a bunch of songs, you spent a bunch of money recording them, you loaded them up to Spotify, you're finally there, so what? Don't get mad at me when I say that. Spotify doesn't care that you're on there. They get thousands and thousands of submissions every day. So what are you gonna do with yours? Let's say you've had it on for a week, or you've had it on for a month, or 6 months, or something like that. You've had it on there and it's not going anywhere. You still have the less than 1,000 sign on your song play counter. That sucks. That's really disheartening to see, and it took us a while to break through to that too, because we're in a place where people don't really care that much, so it's kind of hard for us to break out. So what are you gonna do? You can't just sit there. You can't just let it go. You gotta figure something out. Let's go through some steps and help you figure that out. First step that you want to do is you want to make sure that your Spotify profile has been optimized, that you have it set up as best as you can. Just like you would set up any kind of other social media site, make sure to set up appropriately with all of your social media links, a good bio, pictures, all of that stuff. Make sure it's 100% ready to roll. Do not let anything go unnoticed, because people treat that like a social media platform as well. So make sure you're updating it, at least semi-regularly. Now that you have your profile optimized, you have your songs loaded up, you can share all that stuff on social media, but you have a problem with that because anytime you add an external link into any social media outlet, it automatically clips your post. That social media platform's algorithm kicks in and it says, hey, we're not going to show this to as many people because they don't want people to leave their platform. So when you post a YouTube video or a Spotify link or literally any external link or anything like that to Facebook, they are going to clip your post because they don't want people to leave. They want them to stay on Facebook. So you can't post it on there. You can't post it on Twitter. You can't post it on really hardly anywhere without that algorithm kicking in and kind of wiping out your post. And you can pay for it and it'll get out there, but not as much because they still don't want people to leave. So the best thing for you to do is to start playlist hunting. That's the best thing that you can do. Now, when I say playlist hunting, I mean find playlists that are relevant to what you're doing, that are relevant to the songs that you have. Don't just find any old playlist. If you're doing black metal, I wouldn't find a hip hop playlist and submit to it because they're going to tell you to get f***ed, and rightly so. You need to find the correct playlist for whatever it is that you're trying to submit. Now, when I suggest to you to submit, don't just put any old song. Don't even put the song that you like the most out of your songs. You need to put the correct song. Submit the correct song to that playlist. Don't waste your time with something that you want to push out rather than what fits what they're doing. That kind of sucks, but that's the way it works. You know what I mean? If you're wanting to put out something incredibly heavy, and like I said, if you're trying to submit to a playlist where maybe it's still heavy, but it's just kind of like mood metal or something like that, they're not going to take it because it's ruining the flow of that playlist. That's a big, big thing right now is mood playlists. So you need to find the correct song to submit to the correct playlist. The appropriate song to the appropriate playlist. If you have something that's very, very fast, then you can find like a speed metal playlist and submit to it. It's more applicable to that. If you're doing some kind of ambient hip hop, I wouldn't do it to some kind of mumble rap playlist. I hate to say that because I'm not trying to take anybody down a peg. I'm just saying, like, find the appropriate song and submit it to the appropriate playlist. That's how you're gonna get in. And make sure that your songs are good quality. With picking the correct song, you need to make sure that it's not just a good song, but the feel and the flow for it are good, like I said, for the playlist, but also for the song in general. If you have a song that has like a 2-minute opener to it, it's not gonna work, not very often at least. Make sure it's appropriate structurally. It's always good, if you're gonna have a song that's like on the radio or going to be popular, pay attention to the songs that are on the radio. Usually they hit the chorus within inside the first 60 to 90 seconds. And if you're kind of following some of those rules, your song will probably get played more. And I'm not encouraging you to write radio hits, I'm just saying that's the system. And if you want your song out there, sometimes you have to adhere to the system. That doesn't mean you have to take everything away from your song or your writing, but you should keep that in mind at least a little bit. That's just my opinion. You can call me right or wrong. I don't really give a shit. You might ask, why am I going for these playlists? Why can't I just play the songs on my profile? Or why can't people just come to me? People aren't gonna come to you because they don't care. They don't know you. They don't give a shit. You have to make them understand who you are. The best way to do that is to get on a playlist, because they're not looking for you. They're looking for something else, some kind of music, or maybe they're looking for a different band. But if you get in there and they like what you have, now they're looking for you. Now they're gonna pre-save. Now they're gonna look you up on social media outlets, and they're gonna follow you. It's gonna equate to more YouTube plays. All of that stuff, it will add up. Definitely be on the hunt for playlists, because traffic, that's what you want constantly. So now you have found a playlist that's applicable, you've got the correct song picked out, now what do? Now on Spotify, in the playlist curators profile, they usually have some kind of contact information, whether it be an email or a Facebook or an Instagram or something like that. They usually have some kind of contact info where you can get a hold of them and you can properly submit a song to them. And that's really all you have to do. Just find them, send them a message. If they don't have any other kind of information on how to get a hold of them, find their profile on Facebook, because they probably have one. Find it, submit to it, or you can ask them within your message if they have a proper submission form or a proper email that you need to submit to, or anything like that. There are ways. You just kind of gotta hunt, maybe like a little bit, to find them. With playlist curators, they want to be influencers. They want bands to want to come to them because they have a good reputation, or they know that maybe I know a band who got on this playlist and then their stuff started to take off. So they're gonna look to those curators as influencers, just like how it was on Instagram. Well, you can do that the same way with Spotify. Give them something good that they want to push out, and that's gonna help build their reputation. And if you are sharing their playlist and subscribing to it and having other people subscribe to it or follow it, that's just going to build them up. And if they're winning, you're winning. Some of the really good playlists that you want to get on are like an in-store playlist, or maybe like a fitness playlist, or a media outlet playlist. Obviously, not all songs are going to apply to those kind of playlists or those kind of outlets. You know, you kind of need to be radio friendly. They're not going to put stuff like ours on the news or something like that, you know what I mean? So you gotta play your cards right. If you're making music that's within that wheelhouse of those things, then I highly advise going for those playlists and contacting those people, because that can be a big thing, especially if you're on a fitness playlist. You know, if somebody has like a cycling class or something like that and they're playing your music, somebody in that class is probably gonna like it and they're gonna wanna know. And, or whatever, they play in a gym or they play it like in a store as background music, whatever. Who cares where they play it? As long as you're getting played, you're gonna end up pretty good. Another thing that you wanna do is, when you're looking for a playlist, look to see if it's out of date. And when I say that, look to see when the last time it was updated. The last time like new songs were added to it, the last time it was just messed with in any way. Because if you're trying to submit to a playlist that hasn't been updated in years, it's kind of pointless. You're probably not going to get anything back. Maybe the person has quit, the industry or whatever. Maybe they died. Who knows? I don't know. Check to see if it's still within reasonable time of it's getting updated. And if it is, submit. There are a lot of these like Payola schemes and stuff like that out there where they want you to pay X amount of dollars and they'll get you X amount of plays on Spotify and all that stuff. You need to research those before you get into them. And I advise
avoiding them like the plague.
If you get into some of these ones that are real shady, they're not going to get you plays, they're going to get you skipped. Getting skipped is the worst thing to happen on Spotify. Then it ruins your whole score and they're not going to push your content and they're going to say, you know what, this has been skipped more times than it's ever been played, so we're going to just throw this in the pile. And you don't want that ever. When you do submit, when you finally get everything and all your ducks in a row and you submit to these people, make sure, for the love of God, to thank them. Even if they don't take your submission, just thank them, because they're taking time out of their day to potentially help you out. It isn't the other way around. Eventually, it could be like that, because your song could take off and that will help their playlist a lot. But for the moment, you are asking them for a favor. Take some time, show a little bit of humility, and just say you appreciate it. They could even tell you to f*** off. You don't have to say anything. You can just give them an old thumbs up, like, all right, cool, moving on. But don't do that thing that bands do, and they just put their nose in the air and act like, the curators should be thanking them for their time. It's not how this shit works sometimes. You understand that you're in a business, and right now, you're a business looking for clientele. So in short, you need to get out there, hunt down some playlists, and follow the exact steps that I told you. I'm telling you all this right now because this is exactly what we're doing. Some people are gonna say, well, you guys only have, so many thousands of plays on blah, blah, blah. You can't tell me what to do. I'm telling you what to do because it's the exact same thing that we're doing, and it is working. And if you're watching this, I guarantee you're in the same position as we are, or worse. So you can't say shit to me about nothing. We're following the exact same steps. We're doing the exact same things that I'm telling you to do right now. I would not tell you to do it unless I have actually done it or am currently doing it, which I am. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this week's episode. If you liked the video, please share it, give me a subscribe, help us out. We really appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out the video. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us every single week. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. All the information, like usual, is going to be in the description box. And have an amazing Monday and have an amazing rest of the week. I will see you guys next time. Later.